Welcome back to another episode of Gossip Break, the cherry on top of your day. I'm one of your co-hosts, Becky,
And I'm your other co-host, Bree.
and we've got some salacious, scandalous updates and news for y'all
Ooh,
across the
salacious. I
It's
like
just the
that.
perfect where I can't think of it, like it's literally salacious across the industry.
No, okay, SAT, I like.
No, it's giving SAT, it's giving journalist. Um Yeah, this week's news has been heavy. Nonetheless, we're going to be the cherry on top of your day and bring some light and love to
To
your
these
week.
stories.
Yeah, because there really isn't any in them.
Yeah, so
But
we have, a little bit of legal news to update you guys on as pertains to pop culture. And then at the end of the episode, we are going to dive into the secret lives of the Mormon wives, which we just started watching after last week. We're hooked. So we're excited to get into that, but we have some things to get into first. First off, follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And the follow button is specifically in the top right corner. I don't know if people know that you can follow podcasts, but if you do, then you always get automatically updated when we drop and it'll automatically download as well. So go ahead and do that. And also follow us on Instagram and TikTok, Gossip Break and Gossip Break Pod. We're always posting funny memes, funny things, and just the cherry on top of your day to get through, with IG stories, a little laugh for you and some fun TikTok clips of the podcast and just some other like funny girly things on there. So make sure you guys follow us on there because that's where you guys are probably going to see us the most often since we're only on here once a week. And then finally, give us a 5-star only rating on Apple and Spotify. We would so appreciate it. It really means so much to us. And I know we sound annoying probably doing this every week. And you probably tune us out, but don't tune us out right now. Pause right now and go give us a 5-star rating. And we would love you so much. And now we will get into the stories.
yes, perfectly said, Brie. Okay. P. Diddy has been indicted on sex trafficking charges in New York. He pleads not guilty, and the judge gave him no bail.
No bail, bitch.
So, Sean Diddy Combs headed to jail Tuesday to await trial in a federal sex trafficking case that accuses him of presiding over a sordid empire of sexual crimes protected by blackmail and shocking acts of violence. The music mogul is charged with racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. The indictment against him lists allegations that go back to 2008. And let me include this last little part for context. He's accused of inducing female victims and male sex workers into drugged up, sometimes days long sexual performances dubbed freak offs. I hate that this word is a part of legal documents in the federal government. I digress. The indictment also refers obliquely to an attack on his former girlfriend, the R&B singer Cassie, that was captured on video. And remember, he's pleading not guilty, and we all saw that video.
Sick to my stomach.
I I knew it wasn't going to end well for him, and I knew what he did was like disgusting, but the fact that it's so laid out, and this has been going on for most of this year, that
Yeah,
she
when the
first,
FBI raided in March
yeah,
his
and
house.
Cassie first sued him last
Hmm.
November. So they've been building up a really hefty case on him. Honestly, probably even before that, just based on
Yeah.
my legal knowledge on RICO charges from The Sopranos and Law and Order.
Not educated.
No, it's giving legal. Honestly, put me in the courtroom. I think I could take him down. I really do.
And scandal. You're
Yes,
well prepared.
No, between Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, Law and Order, and The Sopranos, like
Get me in
let
there.
me see him. It's so funny. This is so off topic. I saw a TikTok that was like, honestly, the only person that can get him out of this is Olivia Pope or Annalise Keating.
You're gonna say Annalise Keating because no, literally.
She's the only one. They're the only ones. That legal team.
Please.
But in all seriousness, this creature, I don't, he clearly has no
Subhuman.
humanity. Yes, he belongs in the world. I don't want him in those cushy jail cells that they put celebrities in. No, put him on Rikers. Put him in
Send him to the pits of
Alcatraz.
hell.
Yeah, this is crazy. When they said that they found thousands, if not 1,000, bottles of lubricant, IVs, AR-17s.
The IVs was what really got me. The fact that he had to have the people, these victims, get IV therapy after because they were so exhausted from these days long sexual assaults. I'm not going to call them freak offs because, like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Like, what are we talking about here? These people are sexual assault victims. He makes me sick to my stomach. Reading this 14-page indictment, I didn't even get through all of it. I just saw some of the things, but they are so specific and graphic. I mean, sorry, trigger warning. This has already been a trigger warning, but I
Yeah.
mean, the things that were in these indictments were so scary. Like the fact that these lasted days long, the fact that this is a federal crime because he was transporting sex workers over state lines to come and do these disgusting things to the people that he was managing or working with. And people are, I think, were kind of wondering, like, how did he let this happen? Or how did they let this happen to them? Which is like obviously such a stupid fucking question. But like, just
Yeah.
to get into it a little bit more, what was in these indictments is, he was coercing them and he was recording these freak offs. I don't even want to call it that, but like he was recording these and using these as blackmail against them. And he was also, physically violent with them as well if they didn't do what he said. So these people were in very vulnerable positions. And I mean, we all saw that Cassie video. I don't understand like him charging not guilty or pleading not guilty. It's insane to me. I think he knew this was coming. I mean, after he
Yeah.
tried to, didn't he try to leave in March after the FBI raided like his
Yeah.
house? He knew this was coming. It was only a matter of time.
That's why they gave his ass no bail. You have the money, you have the resources, you are the definition of a flight risk.
You are a menace to society.
Yeah, and like the craziest part about all this is that if there's this much evidence against him, that video that came out of Cassie, he paid the hotel 50K not to release the footage. He had housekeepers bring extra sheets because again, it was just so disgusting and so much bodily fluid was everywhere. They would have to change the sheets at the hotel room to cover up the evidence. All these celebrities are blackmailed by him. Nobody said anything. And I get the blackmail, but like nobody said anything. It took Cassie.
I think more people are going to start like falling with him because there's just no way that he gets in trouble and like the dominoes don't fall more than that. There were so many more people that had to be included in this. So it should be interesting to see what else comes out because, I don't want to get too much into it because I know there's a lot of, this is alleged, but, there's things that we see that we just don't know the answers to that we can only assume the worst of now knowing this stuff. For example, like knowing that Justin Bieber was hanging out with him when he was little or Usher was
Oh,
hanging out with him when he was underage. Like these things now have a totally different tone when you know that all the stuff that's in these indictments. And it's very scary. It's very I'm sick to my stomach for these people. And also, one more thing of context that I don't know if we mentioned, but just for people to know, is that he was drugging these people during these freak offs as well. Okay. Like, it wasn't like these people, not to say even if they weren't drugged that it's, consensual in any way, but it's like just to make it even more sinister than being
Yeah.
fed drugs. It's just so disgusting.
It's honestly unfathomable
It really
that
is.
people do things like this and they get away with it for so long because they're saying these indictments go back to 2008.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in the industry since the 90s. So that's still another 25 plus years of criminal acts that potentially will never come to surface because of statute of limitations. But yeah, Usher, like finding out once I saw the Usher clips and the Justin Bieber clips that he would stay with them. And that's the thing, like you're
Why were you staying with him?
yes, why
Why
would
did you
you
need
let
people to
your
stay with you?
it just it really stresses me out. I feel for his two young daughters.
I know, and they don't have their mom either.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother
I know.
I
That's a
hope
whole other
that's
thing.
yeah, I hope that's somewhere in the
They need to start looking
document.
into that.
Yeah, like I'm sure they have because if you have machine guns with the serial number scratched off,
Yeah.
you've
Been in
committed some
some,
crimes.
exactly. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Like, yeah, I know it's innocent until proven guilty, but when that judge said no bail, I was like, oh,
Period.
everyone's already made up their mind. Low
Yeah.
key.
Mm-hmm. And the things that he was offering up to get the note or to get bail, didn't he offer up all of his kids' passports? Like, fuck you. Why
He's
are you involving them in this?
no, if anything, those kids need to go stay off like an island in Europe and get like a private education and just like,
Mm-hmm. They need to get far away.
yeah, they don't need to be anywhere near this disgusting human being. And I always think of, and like I knew something was off about her, but Young Miami, aka Carisha, be like
Mm-hmm.
obviously,
The Carisha of it all.
yeah, she's I allegedly, but it seems like she's like kind of like a madam in all of this.
That's what
Like
I'm saying.
she,
Like, more people have to get taken down in this.
yes,
I'm not saying her, allegedly, but
yeah.
obviously he was not running the show by himself.
No, it was a whole operate. Like it was like a
Yeah, he
basically
got
a
charged for racketeering too. Like, this was
yeah,
a whole organization
yeah,
that was illegal. So,
yeah. Because I'll never forget that when because first of all, she kind of like blew up again when she started dating him, and they came out with that one song, and she had like the card game and the show on YouTube. I don't know if it was just on YouTube. But then someone tweeted saying something again like bad about her and Diddy, and her responsive was like, if Diddy says get on your knees and eat it, you will.
oh,
I'm gonna look it up actually because I think I summarized it a little too nicely, just so I cite all
yeah.
my
I know you might
sources.
be giving her too much credit.
Yeah, Carisha tweet. It's probably deleted.
Sure, she did delete it. Probably gonna have
Yeah, I
to
would
Google
delete it
it.
too. But we all saw it. I remember it. And the gist of it was if Diddy says you got to do something, you got to do it. And it was referring to her cat. So, yeah. Also say, Diddy, I can't wait to see your downfall. And you know, 50 Cent is going to have a field day. So,
I can't wait to see 50 Cent's tweets or Instagram posts.
same.
Give me my money by Monday, Randall. I can't believe that happened. How did a Vanderpump Rules star get involved in drama with 50 Cent?
Honestly, I think it makes perfect sense.
I can't. Every time I think of 50 Cent, this is such a dumb story, but when I was really little, apparently there was this magazine cover with 50 Cent on it. And I pointed to it to my mom and said, Daddy?
Free. Not right now.
Dad!
And
I
your mom was
can't.
like, no.
No, honey, I wish.
No, literally. Like, if
I
only.
can't.
If
Anyways,
only.
okay, moving
That's
on.
so funny.
So the
Honestly,
other,
though, low key, you couldn't have picked a better person to mistake your dad. Like, out of
that's
all
what
of them,
I'm saying.
like, you kind of ate.
Um, okay, I can't stop. Oh my God. I had to have been like 2, like very
Yeah,
young.
yes, very teeny tiny. That's
Okay.
funny.
So the other legal news of the week, which I thought was kind of interesting. Miley Cyrus is sued, accused of copying Bruno Mars' song on Flowers, according to Variety. So Miley Cyrus has been hit with the lawsuit alleging she and co-songwriters Gregory Hain and Michael Polak copied portions of a Bruno Mars single when they wrote her Grammy-winning global hit Flowers, according to Rolling Stone. According to a lawsuit filed Monday in Los Angeles, Tempo Music Investments claims Flowers includes unauthorized exploitation of several elements of Mars's 2013 piano-driven ballad, When I Was Your Man. The suit also names Sony Music Publishing, Apple, Target, Walmart, and several other companies as defendants accused of distributing Flowers. So just to clarify here, because I don't think this is made clear, Bruno Mars himself is not suing Miley Cyrus, and neither are his co-writers. They're not even listed as plaintiffs in the suit. This is just Tempo Music Investments, which has a percentage of the copyrights to the song. So they're definitely being greedy as fuck.
It's giving corporate greed.
But I also had to do some research and look into this because I was like, how similar are the songs? Like I can hear both of the songs, but I'm
Well,
like, what exactly are they talking about?
I thought the whole point of this flowers was it was like a response to When I Was Your Man, because she's like I can buy myself like
Yeah.
everything. Oh, I should have done this when I was your man. Well, I do it for myself.
Yeah, so that's what I kind of thought as well, but I don't know if maybe that was made clear, or I don't know if maybe she got a authorization to do that, I guess is what they're trying to say. It's unauthorized exploitation. I have this TikTok video I want to put next to the mic that you guys can listen to so you could see how close they are. And the guy's name is Jared Germain. So you can look this up later. But you guys, we have to listen to this.
Should have bought you flowers. I can buy some flowers and held your hand. I can hold my hand. Should have give you all my love. Talking myself for hours. Can't get to everybody, cause all you wanted to do was dance. I can take myself dancing.
So,
But I thought that was the point. Like she made that very clear. Like this was me and Liam's song, and now I'm making a response to it. So I just assumed, well, of course she got permission because she's literally like ripping off this song. But I guess she did it. Ooh.
well, I
But
guess here's the
Tempo,
problem.
do you guys really like you're suing Apple and Walmart and Target for like selling the song too? Like,
What do they
come
have to do with this?
on.
What does Target have to do with this? I
No,
think
leave
it's
them alone.
I see their I see their point, but I think it's kind of sus that Tempo Music Investments or whatever their name is the one suing and not Bruno Mars and his co-writers. Because if they didn't care,
Right.
why do you care? You're just being greedy.
Yeah, it's giving broke. It's giving desperate attempt.
I'm very curious if Bruno Mars is going to say anything about this. I doubt he will because it's like
I
legal things, but
yeah.
I'd be so interested to see like, did he give her the okay to this, or is he kind of like secretly like, okay, I'm glad they're doing this,
But at the same time, like I think they low key like they have a strong case. Like they have like I'm pretty sure there's interview clips of her being like, "Yeah, I took it." But it's like I thought you got
Oops.
I thought that's why you were so confidently saying, because honestly, I wouldn't have picked up on that had she not come out and said it's a rebuttal.
Uh-huh.
So because she said that, I was like, oh yeah, it is. But on my own, I probably would have just figured out because of this song, because of this case.
Yeah, so it's basically just because it's without authorization. So it says it is undeniable based on the combination and number of similarities between the two recordings that Flowers would not be able to exist without When I Was Your Man. The complaint continues, and that with Flowers, Cyrus, Hayne, and Pollack have created a derivative work of When I Was Your Man without authorization. So that's clearly, yeah, like I said, the problem. Yeah, I guess it says that they are seeking damages in an amount to be determined at trial or the maximum of $150,000 per infringement, which could turn out to be a very large total given the record-breaking streams of Flowers. Because that song won a Grammy. Like that won Miley her first Grammy. So that kind of fucking sucks. Because I mean, she should have won before. But the fact that
Right.
she finally got it and now this is happening to her.
Oh, the industry hates women, but also they have like a really good case. Like, well,
I
yeah.
know. I'm like trying to be like, pro Miley, pro women, but at the same time, like, damn, you really did all that without authorization. That's bold as fuck. Miley's so bold.
Like you are a nepo baby. You have had lawyers on retainer since your mother was pregnant with you. Like none of them said like, hey, just in case, legally we
Yeah.
should get like a written contract.
Your god, what is her godmom, Dolly Parton? She didn't
Yeah.
tell you anything. You should have learned from your godmother.
Yeah, this is strange. I kind of think like they honestly might win. I hope they don't, but like it
No, they really
wouldn't be
do have
fair if
such a
they
good case.
didn't.
Because no, they're right. That song would not be able to exist without When I Was Your Man. So the fact that they didn't get authorization is kind of crazy.
Stress.
They saw it won a Grammy, and that's what they were like. Oh,
No,
okay, now
that's
something.
yeah, now we can go after her. That's so sick though.
Losers.
Literally. Well,
Did we move on to our new favorite topic?
oh gosh, it was a big, big night for Utah. It's been a big week for Utah. Secret Lives of
Seriously.
Mormon Wives. Last night was the premiere of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And apparently, Bravo is finally coming out with a new show
Oh, really? What is it?
about real estate in Salt Lake City.
Oh,
And it
interesting.
premiered during the trailer premiered during Housewives.
That makes sense. Leading up to it or leading into it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're recapping Secret Life of Mormon Wives today. We will not be talking about Salt Lake City, but maybe for another episode. We can
Yeah.
only handle so many Salt Lake City girls at
No,
once.
literally, I'm starting to get they all have the same names. And did you notice that like I didn't so I've been to Utah a couple of times.
Not Miss Mormon.
No, it's giving Mormon Queen. I love, honestly, like all jokes aside, I just want to clarify because like they honestly might be listening to my podcast and because they're so supportive. Literally some of the nicest, sweetest, kindest, most supportive people ever.
I believe that.
And like seriously, this has nothing to do. Like I know you're probably so ashamed and embarrassed of these girls. I can only imagine. I honestly we would be too because they're a fucking mess. So this has nothing to do. Like, please don't take this personally if you are of the Mormon faith. We are just covering the news.
Yes.
Kindly gossip break.
I
But
mean,
for
I
real.
think it's so interesting to me. Yeah, again, obviously, we're not like talking shit about the culture itself, but it is very interesting to see reality TV doing its best, just being a sociology experiment, seeing these people's culture in real time with younger girls and seeing how it affects their day-to-day life is so interesting. Getting back to reality TV at its core, I've been hooked. I'm just so interested in their culture, like the things they do. Again, like I'm sorry, but some of these things are so strange to me.
Like it's literally a culture shock. The amount of
Yeah,
soda. I didn't grow up in a soda house.
me
Okay. Like
neither.
We don't drink soda. I might have like a little soda at the movies, like a barbecue, a family thing. Like sometimes if I'm sick, you know, Black people love a ginger ale. They'll act like that's gonna cure
Cure.
the worst diseases, and it like kind of does. But the soda, the soda.
I don't understand how they can drink these 42-ounce sodas and that's okay, but coffee is not okay.
I think it's like a loophole because it's like, oh, it says
I
because
feel
like
like it's so many
soda.
loopholes.
Yeah, because soda wasn't like a thing in like the 1800s when they were starting the church. So it's like, oh, coffee? You said no coffee? Okay, I'm gonna drink like
I'm gonna drink soda at 8:30 in the
3.
morning.
No, literally. And they put the cream. What all sparked this for me, and I think like Utah slash Mormon culture was the early days of TikTok, which is like the basis of the show. It has really like the most famous of TikTokers, we've probably all at least gotten one video of Nara Smith,
Mhm.
Ballerina Farm, one of these 8 girls that are literally on the show. Then like Housewives of Salt Lake City, like the culture outside of Utah, we are very fascinated by these people because it is interesting to say the least. They
Yeah,
just
we've
live
been
so
seeing
differently.
yeah, they just live so differently from us. And I feel like we haven't really seen that in the media up until recently. So I've been eating it all up. I have some TikToks, which these could totally be satire, so take this with a grain of salt. But there's this guy, you've probably seen like all these people do this. They go up to people and they just interview them for a stupid TikTok video. And he interviews the people on the BYU campus in Utah, and their answers are insane. One of the questions was, would you rather drink coffee or kill a puppy? Kill a puppy. Wait, really? Yeah, it just seems more ethical. What? Another one. Like, would you I think it was like, would you rather drink coffee or would you rather start war or go to war? And he was like, probably start the war. I mean, that just seems to make more sense. Again, this could be satire, but like these people seem dead ass serious. Like,
I don't think it is. I
no,
don't
I don't
think
think
it
it
is.
is. Like, I'm trying to give them
It's not. And you know how I know, like, oh, this shit is on a different level. Because it's like its own subculture within American culture. Because
yes.
American culture is very like drinking, like football, like, yeah, it's a church, but like they're like on their own special church. But like drinking is a big part of American culture. When you go to Utah, if you specifically where I was at, which was like outside of Salt Lake City, if there is like a child at dinner, you can't drink.
I didn't know that.
So like at restaurants, if you go out for family dinner and you're like if I had kids and husband, okay, like let me get a glass of wine. No, ma'am.
That's
It,
insane. I knew that they like closed their liquor stores really early, like at like 5
yes.
p.m. or something like that, but I didn't know it went as far as to the restaurants too.
Restaurants, because it's literally it's so ingrained. It's like the government, like their
Yeah.
state government has like Mormon faith, so like it makes sense. But so then when you go there, you're like, because I've been there twice, y'all, twice in the past year. I honestly think I'm going sometime in the winter, which like honestly scares the shit out of me because
Ooh, the
everyone's gonna
winter
want to.
time.
I know everyone's gonna want to go skiing, and I'm like, listen, y'all, that's some white people. Like, I'm up for everything else. Skiing, because they're like pro skiers too. Because like
Yeah,
that's
they
just
probably
what
are
you
pros
do.
up there. Like
No,
we
they're
can't be
literally
doing the black diamonds.
no, literally. And I'm from Florida in Texas, like yeehawing it up. Like I can't go skiing,
You have to
but I
go and
will
give us a
say.
deep dive journalism.
No, honestly, I'm an investigative journalist. But I will say when I was in Utah the last time and I went to like literally the only bar that's open in the city. At the time on like a weeknight, they had Vita Tequila there. Hey, Lisa Barlow.
Okay.
I don't know
So
if anyone drank it.
this has made me so much more interested in going back and watching Salt Lake City now that I feel like I really understand more of the culture because not all the Salt Lake City women are Mormon, but even though they're not Mormon, that culture still is kind of ingrained in them in that society. And I didn't really like some of the things I didn't really get, like the soda thing with Lisa Barlow. Now I really get it. But okay, let's go through some of the episodes. So we have gotten up to episode 4, so we haven't finished everything. We're just going to talk about what's happened up until that point, and then just talk about the girls because so much craziness has already happened. It's only 8 episodes, and up to episode 4, like honestly, I was hooked already episode 1, but
Girl.
Okay, where do we even start?
Well, let's start with Miss Taylor Frankie Paul because she's giving main character.
Oh,
She is
100%.
main character.
Episode 1, she tells us the whole sex swinging scandal, all the details of it, kind of getting back into the groove of things with these mom talk girls are kind of letting her back in again. And at the end of episode 1, she literally gets arrested. Like, how do we get the main lead of a show arrested episode 1?
So here's the thing. If you aren't addicted to reality TV like us, basically these group of girlies got together and were like, let's start dancing on TikTok. Okay, cool. They do. Then I don't know. This was not clear. What the fuck possessed Taylor to get on TikTok live and be like, yeah, so you guys know everyone that I dance with. Yeah, we're all soft swinging, which I'm like, what is soft swinging? Like, it's just swinging, babe. Like,
there was no soft in there. You guys were fucking each other.
No, literally. And it was
about?
like, we like would trade partners, blah, 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 blah. I ended up catching feelings for one of the guys that my husband like brought into our home, and I broke like the boundary. And now we're going through a divorce. She has 2 kids. And then you meet her boyfriend, who you later find out is a recovering addict. And she's like, yeah, I think I'm pregnant too. I've been divorced for a month and I've been dating this guy since then, which is like, again, I'm like, how do you guys find boyfriends? How do you find that many people you like? Like, fuck, like it literally takes me like, anyways.
No, they are so relationship culture based over there because the way these women get divorced and married again all within their 20s and have like these men just taking care of their other kids from previous relationships like it's no big deal. They really are just family culture relationship and good for them, I guess.
Yeah, no, like I love that for you and your covenant of God, but like what's the secret? I want to know because what? So yeah, she thinks she's pregnant. She tells her mom. Her mom's like, "You're a fucking idiot," basically. Like like she's literally like, "I can't even look at you right now because honestly, you're an idiot." Like, I'm
No,
sorry.
messy.
And you're messy as fuck. How did you like? Again, I don't know what made her get on TikTok live and was like expose all of her friends, and they all claim that they weren't a part of the swinging, and I'm like, somebody's fucking lying.
So I think there was 2 girls who were part. I could be mistaken, but I think what I've gathered is there was like 2 girls that were part of the swinging. I know one's name I think is Miranda. And they didn't want to be a part of the show if Taylor was going to be a part of the show. But it's like Taylor's the main character, girl. Like we gotta base the show around her. So I don't think we have anybody else who was in the sex swinging scandal that we know of. And honestly, I don't think so. Like based off these girls, now that I'm like getting to know them more and their relationship with Taylor, I kind of can't see. I don't know. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. Never mind. Maybe never mind.
I don't put anything past those girls because then you literally hear a 911 call and it seems like the same night. I doubt it is. I'm sure it's just like TV editing. And Taylor's like, yeah, I'm getting fucked up tonight. Like I love to drink, which again is not permitted in the faith. And she's like, I like to drink. I'm getting fucked up. Blah, 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 blah. She gets fucked up. And then they jump to this 911 call. Like I hear people screaming and fighting. I don't know. It could be her ex-husband. And then they get it on tape. They literally have her arrest on tape. And
it's
she's
insane.
like sobbing. She literally says like, I peed my pants.
Yeah. No, it was like a little bit intense. The first episode, she was like, I literally peed my pants because I was so scared of him. I don't know what the hell happened. She alleges that he pushed her into something, Dakota, and she started throwing chairs
She threw the
back.
thing back, but then she got
Yes.
arrested.
And
Did
then
he
she
get
got
arrested?
arrested. I don't think so. And she
Yeah.
said they never broke up. Like they stayed together this whole time.
Yeah, and then it jumps into episode 2 and it's like, oh yeah, so like getting arrested was like the worst night of my life, obviously, and then I was pregnant, I had a miscarriage, and then it's like, and now I'm pregnant again, and she's like 9 months, and you're like,
And they like pan back and you just see her big stomach. Like, what happened?
girl,
So they took a
what?
big break in between the pilot episode and then the next episode, because I think what happened is they filmed the pilot episode and then they weren't sure if they should keep filming because of Taylor getting arrested. They were like, should we put this person on camera, like on television? But I think they realized she wasn't really a threat in any way. Like it was just Taylor's kind of crazy, but come on now. Like it wasn't anything serious.
Yeah. She just gets fucked up. She's just like someone who was told to get married from the time she was like 5, realized she could drink alcohol.
Yes.
And drinks too much.
And so not saying what she did was right, but it was enough for them to be like, she's not a threat for us to put her back on camera. So then they, I think, started filming again the second episode 8 months or something later. And now she's like almost about to give birth.
Yeah. So that's
craziness. That was literally episode 1. Episode 2 pans to is her face, and then it just pans the camera back, and you see her belly, and it's like, what? This is how
she's like arrested, divorce, no, sex scandal, divorce. I was
gonna say that.
Attic boyfriend, pregnant, arrested, miscarriage, pregnant. She's like what, 28, 29? I think
she's 29. Yeah, I love that they put the ages and the names next to the girls every single time they're on screen, because I could not keep track.
Girl.
Few episodes. And okay, also another thing where my jaw literally dropped the first episode is Michaela casually saying she has her first kid at 16 and her boyfriend was 21. Excuse me? And we just all moved past it and didn't talk about it again, didn't dive deeper into that.
Yeah, I'm gonna need them to get into that. Like, I know Taylor's the main star, but if we're gonna be like, you know, questioning norms and stuff, can we talk about how Michaela, she's the one with like a chronic skin issue that like, nobody knows what's causing it. And I'm like, it's probably stress.
Yeah.
Literally. Because she was a member of the church. Her mom was big in the church. She got pregnant before marriage. She was 16 and he was 21.
Weird. Very, very, very weird. I guess let's just go through all the girls. So yeah, now Michaela is 23 on this show, which is just seems she's holds herself so well and so mature. And I would have thought she was like 31, to be honest. But it's the fact that she's lived life as an adult since 16, probably younger. So we have Michaela, who I think, is it just me? I've seen other people think this. Do you think she looks like Leighton Meester?
Yes, I can see that.
After a few episodes, I was like, that's who she looks like. So, okay, we have Michaela. We have Taylor.
Yeah, then
Macy. I like Macy.
Which one is me? I have to look them up. I
don't even know.
Because
she has the long blonde hair, and she was the one talking to Taylor
I like
first.
her.
I feel like she's real. She's a Mormon girly through and through. Like, she doesn't drink, she doesn't curse, she doesn't do any of this craziness, but she's also like not to be mean, but she's not boring. You know, like she's still in the drama. She's still a good friend. She's very talkative. She's a real bitch. I like her.
No, is that the one from California? Because one of them said I'm from California.
I don't know who said that.
I think it's her because she is cool. And I'm like, yeah, it's because you're from California.
That would make sense. Yeah, she did not grow up in Utah.
Yeah, she's cool. And I like her. I don't know anything special about her other than her personality is just fun.
Well, I found some crazy backstory about her on TikTok recently, which so many of these girls have very interesting backstories that we're just not really getting into because we're focusing on the sex swinging scandal of it all. But Macy's background, she had her kid, I believe she said she had her kid at 19, and her baby daddy passed away in a car accident before the kid was born. And apparently he was texting her while it happened. Like I think they were broken up at the time, and he was like trying to get back together with her. And he was like sending her this long message, I guess, while driving, like, I love you, blah, blah, blah. I want to get back together with you. I would do anything for you. And then she says, like, at the very end of the message, it says something like, go Jay, dad. And it just like cuts off. And she didn't hear back from him. And then like an hour later, she hears like Eric Mack died in a car accident, and the dad had to call and tell her. That's insane. And like, we don't even talk about it. Like, I feel like that's why she is probably just such a real down to earth girl. Cause it's like, this is so bullshit to her, this drama, you know? So I thought that was an insane backstory that they should have gotten into. And then, yeah, she meets this new husband, like 2 or whatever years later, and he like takes in her kid as her own, and they're like happy now. So I thought, you know, a sweet little story. Another girly that we should talk about, Miss Jen Affleck.
So Jen, I have seen Jen's TikToks before I knew about the show, before I knew
Oh,
she was
interesting.
Mormon, because she would always be sitting on the table dancing with her babies. And I'm like, that's literally like, yeah, like I fucks with that. If I gotta stay at home all day with these fucking crying kids, I'm getting on the table and I'm dancing to keep us both entertained and teaching them all the hits. That's all. And I thought she was just so cute. She's so pretty. I thoroughly enjoyed her. And then I started watching the show and I was like, is this my girl? Like, this is literally my girly.
That's so funny. I wish I would have seen one of them on TikTok beforehand and then been like, oh
Yeah.
my God, that's her.
Yeah.
But I didn't see any of these girls. I had to actually look up their TikToks after. So now I've been looking it up and I'm like, damn, Jen has a lot of followers. I think she has 1 million. Her videos get views like 28 million. Craziness of her like dancing on the counter to Beyonce.
Yeah.
So these girls pull in TikTok numbers. I know like everybody's joking about the mom talk of it all, but these girls are like serious content creators. They're probably bringing in hella money.
At this point with the show, like, it's soon to be millions if it's not already there.
Yeah, definitely. So I think just like the culture of the show is really interesting to watch. Like, I like seeing the girlies get together. Like, I know, like we said, can mom talk survive this? Like, that is kind of embarrassing and cringe and stupid. But at the same time, I do get the point of mom talk and why it's so important to them.
Yeah, I like it. It gave me a little bit of a soft spot for them.
Yeah.
Because it is a little cringe when they're like, I'm talk, what are we gonna do? Because like, I'll be honest, I didn't hear about you bitches until this show. That just shows you how big TikTok is, like how ginormous it is that these girls have like millions, hundreds of millions of views between all of them. And I've probably seen 2 videos.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which
but
is
also
crazy.
The fact that you have even seen Jen's video, like this 24-year-old Mormon girl in Utah just decided to make a TikTok, and you all the way in Texas are seeing it on your phone. I don't know. Sometimes the internet.
No, it's spooky.
Crazy.
But yeah, I
Miss
get
Jen Affleck. What do you think?
Okay, so she's allegedly Ben Affleck's, her husband is Ben Affleck's second cousin, but like no one can confirm that.
And I still don't understand how they have the same last name. Is that stupid of me? I guess from the okay.
I guess if like their like great grandpa was an Affleck, but then like how did y'all get over to Utah, and because the
how did we
Afflecks are
get
like
here?
hella Boston.
That's what I was thinking. So I don't know. That family is interesting. I think Jenna is super cutesy. And well, I did start watching a little bit more of the episode, so I don't want to talk too much like a past episode 4. I just didn't watch it like super intently where I can recap it. But her husband's already getting on my damn nerves, but I won't get into that until we talk about the end of it. But I think it's interesting to see the inside of her life and like their kids and how young she is as well. Like, she's 24 and has 2 kids. how are we having an episode where your husband is graduating from BYU and you already have 2 kids? That's crazy to me.
I mean, you're preaching. All I got from the show, honestly, Brie, is that, well, you're already married. I need to get married. We need to get knocked up, and we just need to start dancing on TikTok. Because if I'm getting offered $20,000 to post a picture with a vibrator,
It's done.
no, done deal. Like, clearly I'm doing something wrong because what?
That was crazy. $20,000 for one Instagram picture of you holding a vibrator. Yeah, done. Student loans paid off.
No, literally done. Send the check. You can send.
So yeah, it's crazy to see the money that these girls get. So yeah, speaking of that, what do you think about Whitney?
Whitney. Oh, that's what I was saying in the beginning. I didn't realize Utahns, I don't know what you called them. They have an accent and it doesn't make any sense because Whitney, the other Whitney on Housewives does this too, where like anything with like an EAL turns into like ILL. So like hilling. Like I really want
Real.
to hill. She's so real.
She's so real. Yeah.
Yeah, like can I get the, well, that's Bill. But anything like hill, real, anything with the EAL turns into IL.
Yeah.
So it's like I really want to hill this year. And you're like, you
What'd you
really want to
say?
what? Heal. There's an E, like open the back of your mouth. Heal.
This is why I'm saying I like watching this show though. Like
Yeah.
the culture is just
No, it's giving anthropologist. But
100%.
on the topic of Whitney, so she starts out, apparently her and Taylor have this like they're like frenemies because like Whitney wants to be the queen bee of mom talk. She's like, we need to change the culture of mom talk. Like this is a really bad look, as if her husband being on Tinder and so during the sex scandal, she moved, her and her husband just picked up her stuff and moved to Hawaii, like, and told no one. And then I'm assuming they came back to film because like they just so happened to be
100%.
the same day that you guys start filming. Like, okay. So she comes back to Utah and like there were these rumors circulating that people had seen her husband Connor on like Hinge and she was just denying them. Oh, they took old pictures from Facebook, like whatever. Turns out they were lying. He was in fact on I almost said Grinder. Whoops.
Was it Grindr
Tinder.
though?
Girl, that's why I said that it was a Freudian slip because I'm like, something and I'll
Anyways,
talk about that. Yeah. He was on Hinge or Tinder or whatever because he had a porn addiction and he never allegedly, he says he never met up with these girls, but like, come on. He never met up with these girls, but they would send pictures to each other. And he has been doing this since the beginning of their marriage. So not once has this man ever been faithful in their marriage.
and
Which
we
makes
just
me
moved past it. Like,
yeah,
Taylor
like
sucks.
yeah, and you know she's pregnant now.
Yes. Whitney is a Taurus, which like kills me because come on, why do we have to get this representation? But like I see Taurus traits in her that are very annoying that like I'm like I will never do this because I could see it play out on screen. Like just I feel like Tauruses are either so avoidant in conflict or it's like I'm gonna fucking kill you. No in between. And I feel like she does not have healthy conflict resolution. And it's so frustrating to watch her just like always like, why are you moving to Hawaii? That's bad conflict resolution. Like a problem, you move. Like, what are we doing? Or anytime there's a problem with the girl, she just leaves or she just acts like it's not really a big deal. I really don't care. Like I'm above it all. Like I feel like that's the part of it where I see the Taurus in it, where it's like I just don't care. I'm like I'm so above it all because it's like I have felt those moments as well, where it's like I'm so emotionally overwhelmed that I have to put on a front that I don't care, or else it'll just take me under. And I see that in Whitney, but I just wish she would just let the girls in, hear the criticism that they've been constantly giving her, and just fucking apologize. I don't know. Like, I just feel it's so, I don't know. This is like the sociology of the show. Like, it's so frustrating watching her be so conflict avoidant with her husband, with her friends. And it's like, if she could just handle this shit normally, I mean, but then again, there would be no show. Like,
Yeah.
we would all
Fair.
be friends.
Fair enough. Yeah, Whitney. Also, I literally need her to stop flipping that goddamn
The
bob.
bang. It's like
That-
permanently curled from her.
No, it's a
twisted.
permanently. And I'm like, stop. Literally, who is telling her to do this?
like a nervous tick.
Not that 30 is old, but I guess when you're like 21 and you have 5 kids, it is kind of old. She's like showing her age with that flippant
Yeah, for sure.
hair.
I can't stop looking at her forehead when I watch the show, because I'm
Yes.
like, your Botox is just on point. Like, your head is so smooth. Your skin
No,
looks
I was
so
gonna say
clear.
her skin is like crisp. Like I can see it
Yes.
on the screen. Like honestly, all of them. And I'm like, is that the effect of Botox and like good lighting?
No, they kind of motivate me, not gonna lie. Their whole like, our body is a temple. We always have to be in the gym looking good. Like, not me at the gym this morning. Like, my body is a temple. I need to work out.
No, that's
They
like
look good.
they do. Like I'm sorry. And that's what I'll never forget Miss Heather Gay from Salt Lake City Housewives. She was like, in Mormon culture, like perfection is attainable. And honestly, as a
could see
perfectionist
it.
myself, I'm like, yeah, I think it is too. I think it is. And like you can see it on them. Just like like I'm telling you, cleanest airport I've ever been to. And I'm like,
I
yeah,
bet.
well,
Those girls just look clean. They look like
yes.
they smell good. And every single scene, like every scene, extensions, curls laid out, eyelashes on, makeup beat, in a cute outfit. Every single time, like every single time. The only one who maybe is caught slipping is Taylor, because she's crying her makeup off every episode. But even she is so beautiful. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's really is crazy. And it honestly is kind of inspiring if you're toxic like me.
No,
and-
that's what me literally being toxic, like going to the gym this morning. I was like, no, they inspired me.
No, like they kind of ate. I'm sorry. Like maybe
They
we
ate
shouldn't
that.
be drinking coffee for real.
No, that I won't give that up. I would be drinking
Because,
coffee
like
too.
actually that's where I draw the line. But the caffeine thing, I'm like, yeah, it kind of is a drug. Like I can't. You guys
No,
have a
but the
point.
thing that
I'll
gets me,
partake.
I
but-
can't with them with this. Like, they're so strict with certain things. And
Yeah.
okay, this is what I was telling Becky. I have this theory. I was sending her a voice note when I was watching the show, that everybody has to have their vice. Okay. I don't care if it's not toxic. Like, it doesn't have to be like smoking, drinking. It could be you have some kind of vice. I don't care. Like, you shop a lot, you do something. These people, I feel like, are forced to be so perfect that they don't have any balance. Like, they don't do any of that every once in a while. Like, they don't like go out maybe like once every few months and just like, have fun, have a drink, like have a margarita after a long day. They literally don't know how to do that. So I feel like it fuels this crazy like addiction problems in some areas, like with the porn addiction, or with, I
Yep.
mean, later on in the episode, Jen's husband with the gambling addiction. They
Mhm.
get so into it. And then like the crazy loopholes they find. Like, when I think it was episode 3 when they got Botox and they had laughing gas. I was like, there it
Yeah.
is. There it is. Like,
Yeah.
the fact I've never seen any establishment give out laughing gas for Botox until watching this show in Salt Lake City or in Utah. The fact that these girls get high, and they literally admit it. They're like, yeah, like Mormon girls love to go get Botox because we get to get high from the laughing gas. Like, and they say it unapologetically on the show. It's just crazy to me. I was like, okay, there it is. That's their vice.
No, everyone does. Like like I'm sorry. Like we're human beings at the end of the
Exactly.
day. We are sinners.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta let loose sometimes. And
You
whether
have to let loose sometimes.
like whether it's me having an energy drink or like
mm-hmm.
drinking too much one night or talking shit, starting a podcast about talking shit. I need an outlet. And if like you're so constrained and you don't have an outlet, like of course you're addicted to soda. You don't have anything else to like give you a dopamine. All it is like dopamine hits, honestly.
100%.
Gambling, dopamine.
Yep.
Getting
And that's why
high,
this show is
dopamine.
so fascinating to me. Like the little loopholes and the different things that they do in their culture to find dopamine, lack of better words, is
Literally.
so interesting. Yeah, just to keep going into it. Who else are the girls? I feel like those are the main girls.
Honestly,
Oh,
those are the
Demi.
main ones. Oh,
Demi is
Demi.
a fan favorite.
Yeah, I like her too. Probably because she's pretty. But like they all kind of look alike.
They do. That's why I'm glad that they have the names next to them. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's Demi, who is interesting because she already got divorced and remarried, and she's married to a 46-year-old now. So he's a little bit older than her. She thinks she's like 27 or something.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. And then is there anybody else? We have Jessie, who owns the hair shop.
Yeah, I kind of like her
Layla.
because
Yeah.
she's like old. She's like the wisest. I don't know. I could just be making that up. She actually acts like the oldest and she just has her business and is like, yeah, this is
She's like the
me.
most chill of the Mormon
Yes.
lifestyle. Like she'll have a little drink. Yeah, she's interesting, and I think they need her to balance out some of the stricter girls just to like
Yeah.
see the differences in how they act with the religion. And then the last one I believe is Layla. And she's interesting because I don't know if she's half black or if she's full black, but she did mention that she's black. And it's, that's kind of an interesting perspective in the church because weren't black people not allowed in the church until like
Recently.
yeah. So
Yeah. Which is why there aren't a lot of black Mormons because it's like, well, if I wasn't invited in the first place, I don't want to go.
what am I doing here?
Yeah.
But it is interesting to see her perspective. And she basically was just saying how she's not very close with her family. And a lot of her friends, she was trying to find common ground with her friends at that age. A lot of them are Mormons, went to the church. She decided to do the same thing. And she got pregnant at 19. And to fix the mistake, in their words, they had to get married. So, and now she's already divorced. I think she's 22 and she has 2 kids.
Just 2 boys. I knew something. I was like, something is giving black. It was kind of like the same thing I did with Bryn. I was like looking at her from
Yeah.
the new Roni. I was like, something about those bangs are giving.
They're like a little coarse. Like I see myself in those bangs.
Yeah, I'm like, if I was trying to get like white girl extensions.
Yeah. And
And
that's
I
what Layla gives because she has the extensions, but you could tell the top of her hair is a little coarse from the
Yeah,
curls.
but it's yeah, because there's probably no like black hairstylist that's like, oh babe, you need a sew-in and you need like there's hair to blend it in better. It's just she's in Utah. Just come on down to Texas, girlie. Like I could recommend
She's a
my friend.
cutie.
She is cutie. And I was looking on social media and she literally has the least followers. And I was
Okay, not to
like,
get so into it but this is like a thing that I have noticed as a reality TV heavy watcher. Almost every single reality TV show I watch, no matter the genre, the black girl always has the least amount of followers. And it's really frustrating to see because people are always going to blame it on other reasons. Like, oh, well, she just wasn't as popular as this person. She wasn't as this person. She wasn't a main character. You can always say whatever you want, but it's every single reality show from Big Brother to Housewives to Love Island. It literally does not matter. It always happens. Let me not even get into a tangent about it, but I saw that as well. And I was like, okay, typical.
no, literally, that's how I was like, oh yeah, she is black because like no one wants to fucking follow her. Literally.
It's like I feel like I really don't even know. Like the only thing I can possibly think of to justify it is that no, there's no just I don't know. I really don't know. I really
there's
don't know.
because if you say she's boring, there's other boring bitches on the show.
That's what I'm saying. Like people will always want to blame it on another reason, but when you come back to it, the common thread is there.
Yeah.
Anyways, just okay. So let's get into like some of the standout things that happened in some of the episodes that I wanted to talk about. I feel like the standout of episode 1 was the sex swinging and her getting arrested. Episode 2 was finding out she's pregnant. And then also, Whitney did not show up to Taylor's baby shower. So this is kind of where the drama starts to happen. And this is when I started to like really get tuned in, because as interesting as the sex swinging scandal stuff was, without anybody else involved in it besides Taylor there, I feel like there's not much to go off of. Like, okay, we said the story. Now what? Like, so I was getting interested into seeing like, now how are the girls interacting? Like, oh, one's not going to a baby shower and one's not invited to a baby blessing because like they're not as Mormon or as in the church as the other ones. This is when I started to get really interested.
The baby shower thing is so like they really set it off. Like that is like plot for the rest of the season. Like now we've created this tiff between the two queen bees.
The alpha girls.
Yeah, which is so weird. It's like kind of like high school. But
It
I can
is.
see how they got there, obviously, because yeah, you're making TikToks and dancing all day. Like someone's gonna think like I should be in charge.
Which, if we're being real, the person who should be in charge is Macy. And I feel like she doesn't
Yes.
say it. She never like admits, because she's just like, she doesn't care about that shit, which is that's
Yeah.
why you need somebody like that to be the leader, not somebody who
Yeah.
actually like really cares about it, like Whitney.
Yeah, who wants to be the face of it. And it's like, Whitney, please get off of my screen. I'm sorry, Whit, but you need to figure out that shit with your husband.
No,
Like I want
100%.
I'm demanding answers. Like I need second season to come around. And I mean, I don't want anyone getting divorced or anything, but like I hope they watch the show and see like how great like Jen and her husband going, you know, let's talk about that. Is that in these episodes?
That starts to get more towards the end of the episodes. Did you see when they went to Vegas? I feel like that's when the problems really started.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, this is past episode 4, but at this point, yeah, when they went to Vegas, first off, he had to go to Vegas with her when it's a girls' trip. And Dakota
Second,
did as
he
well.
makes no fucking money because he's in med school. So Jen is 24, mom of 2, making all the money.
And she's taking care of all the kids.
Yeah.
So it's like you're not even a stay-at-home mom because you are working and providing for the family.
Yeah.
And this is what killed me. She says, I'm going to give you $2,500 to gamble, and then you're not allowed to ask me for gambling money for the next few months, and you better not lose it all. So that right there, I was like, okay, so this is the kind of relationship they have. One, like, how are you letting this man bully you when he's asking you for money? What's happening?
No, what's happening?
Her story, all of it is insane to me. The fact that so Jen is, I think she said half Ecuadorian. Her mom is Ecuadorian. And she said that the differences in their family is that her husband, Zach, and all of his family, the dad, the grandpa, like all that line of men have all been surgeons at this hospital in Utah. This is what Zach is trying to do now, go to medical school. To put in perspective, Zach's dad, so Jen's father-in-law, is a surgeon at the same hospital that Jen's mom is a cleaning lady at. I don't know. That was sad to me. I don't know their financial situation, and I'm not saying like to do this and this, but it's just crazy to be like, oh, I'm going to give my husband $2,500 to gamble, but your mom is like struggling working as a cleaning lady.
At the same hospital that you have like ancestry in, basically.
I'm sure there's like really weird like family dynamics when they all get together. I'm sure her mom probably feels so left out, and
yeah. And then
that's a whole thing I would like to get into.
Yeah, and I'm giving you money to gamble and you're upset with me. You're crashing my girls trip. Like
What?
I really hope, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of why reality TV can be a good thing, because it really can be empowering, because you can sit there and be like, why am I doing this for this man?
I think she started to realize that towards like the end of the episode I was watching, when they were in Vegas and all the girls were coming at her, and they were just like, because I feel like some of there's been a little bit of issues with the husbands, but we haven't really dove deep into it in the episodes. They're kind of just sticking to the friendships with the girls as the drama. But this was the one time when like all the girls sat Jen down and were like, no, that was not okay. That was disgusting. I can't believe he did that. You're making all the money. You don't need to do this if you don't want to. I was kind of shocked that they were going in on her like that and telling her how it is. But yeah, again, I didn't finish that episode, so I don't know how that resolved. So that could be the one couple though that I could see divorcing if something happened, unfortunately, which I'm not saying I mean, I don't know. I
But
just want her to do well because he's crazy, man. He's scary.
yeah, he's nuts.
The
So it's
fact
like,
that he can get mad at her so he was mad at her because Jesse took them to Chippendales. They didn't even know they were going to Chippendales, which is like, love it for the drama aspect, but that was kind of fucked up for her to do to her friends when she knows how their husbands are. But yeah, like at the same time, their husbands shouldn't be like that. I just felt bad for Jen's sake because you could tell when she was in the limo. I'm kind of skipping ahead, but she was in the limo and asking Jesse, where are we going? Where are we going? You could just tell she was scared. Like, if we're going to a strip club or anything like that, Zach is going to divorce me. I just feel so bad for her. You can't even have fun on the girls' trip because you're constantly worried about what your husband is thinking. Meanwhile, he's gambling, which is not okay in the church. So it's like, how can he do all these things, but you
literally.
can't do what you want to do?
And he's there. It's the fact that he's there.
The fact that he's there is crazy. So him and Dakota showed up, which I could see in a way Dakota trying to find his way there because, just in case Taylor goes into labor, which that's
Liar.
not the reason, but fine. We'll give it to you. Fine. However, Zach, what are you doing there?
Zach, what the fuck are you doing here? Zach, I'm literally on your ass. I'm sorry, the Affleck name. You guys all suck. You guys all are doing my girl Jennifer. You're literally doing every Jennifer you've ever come across dirty. And I don't like it. Like, free Jennifer Affleck. Which one am I talking about? You don't know.
Both.
Both. Free
I
them
saw
both.
some things are coming out. Zach's family is trying to defend him and say that his wife is making him look crazy on TV. No, she's not making him look anything. We're seeing a documentary smack cam version of him acting like a fool, and we're just witnessing it. If other
Yeah.
people are saying that he looks bad because of that, that's because of his own actions. So I'm just kind of worried for that relationship because now if his side of the family is against her too.
Well, she's the one with the money. He's gonna have to move back in with mom and pa and try to finish med school with his gambling addiction. And has this show. She has her cute ass kids, her loving family, and a group of girlfriends that literally, as like taboo as divorce is, honestly, everywhere in every culture, in every church, a lot of them are divorced or have been. So it's like, okay, we've all been here. And guess what? You can probably find another husband in like 3 months, literally.
No, literally. Just stay exactly where you are.
Yeah. And another one will be knocking at your door, especially now because she is a cute girl.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy to me just seeing how young they are, the fact that they have so many kids already.
Now Ballerina Farm and Nara Smith make a lot of sense.
Yes. And the Mormons were probably like shaking when that Ballerina Farm article came out.
I know that church, they're like, what the fuck are we about to do? Like, this has been the worst year of publicity this church has had, like,
And
ever.
I'm sure there's probably Mormons that are pissed about this show, which,
Oh, yeah. I
I
think
mean,
rightfully so. Like, come on. Like, think about, like, the easiest comparison is like, I think about how upset I get when like love and hip hop or like baddies. Like, is this really how we want to portray like black people as like fighting
yeah.
like fucking pit bulls? It's like the most similar thing, I think. So I can see, like, I understand why they would be upset because who wants to be portrayed as you have these secret, like, the show is literally called Secret Lives,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I guess I could see it. Well, when you look at just the outside of it, it's like the sex swinging scandal, that sounds crazy. The arrest, that's crazy. Now you probably are seeing like the stuff with Jen and her husband and the gambling addiction and like
Yeah,
all
the
of this.
laughing
It's
gas.
probably like from the outside of point of view. Yeah, that doesn't look great. But I do feel like when you are watching the show, I do feel like they are Mormons though. You know what I mean? Like they do
Yes.
go to church. They are doing all the things.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes like nobody's perfect. And I think that's why I
Yeah.
like to see the show. Nobody is perfect Mormon.
That's what I was gonna say next is like I think what's also nice about it, just as many people that are like disgusted by it probably are like, oh thank God. I'm not the only one that can't live up to this expectation of
Mhm.
perfectionism because like we said, the expectation is to literally be the perfect wife, the perfect husband, the perfect kids, the perfect prayers,
Yeah.
like everything. And it's like we can't live up to that. But I can see how the people that are upset are why they're upset because they literally have had the spotlight. The Mormon church has had the spotlight on them like really, really heavy the last couple of years. And so that's
Yeah.
probably really because it honestly is a lot like lately.
It has been a lot. That's what I'm saying. Like it's so fascinating to me because I've never seen stuff like this before.
Mhm.
And again, like it just gives me so much context now for Salt Lake City and the way that these women are.
Mhm. They gets down.
And you know what? Like episode 4, when they went on the first girls' trip, I don't know where they were in that cabin. They got activated quick. It was all of a sudden like, oh, we don't drink, we don't curse, we don't do this, we don't do that. And then the girls are fighting, and Demi's like, fuck you, bitch. Like I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my God. Like I didn't know they got down like this. Like they turned on so fast.
No, those girls got when I saw that TikTok clip of why are you here? Nobody likes you. I was like, like
They
they
get dirty,
no,
nasty.
they're so clear. Like honest, like maybe that's something like just be honest, say how you really feel because other people, I don't know anyone in a housewife fight that's ever been like, why are you here? Like we don't like you. Oh,
Just straight up.
y'all are dead serious.
And I think that's also why Whitney is having a hard time because so many of the other girls are very forthcoming, like say it how it is. And Whitney is so like conflict avoidant, like, because she talks shit to everybody else. But then when the person confronts her, she wants to be like, yeah, I don't really care. It's not that big of a deal. Don't gaslight me. I've heard from all these people you've been talking shit about me for weeks, and now it's not a big deal. And I think that's, why she's having a hard time because then it's like you
Yeah.
see Demi who will literally come up to you and be like, all right, so what's the deal, ho? what
No, literally,
let's
what's
talk it
up?
out. What's up?
What's up? Yeah, the
Wait,
more
there was one part though of
Mhm.
that thing that I wanted to talk about. Like when they started to do the truth card, because that's when it got crazy. Somebody pointed out on TikTok when they were writing the questions, all of them had different color cards. So you could track who wrote what. And I don't think the girls realized it. And Whitney was writing on blue post-it cards. And when they opened up that card that was like, why do you not like Taylor? Is it because of her clout? Apparently Whitney wrote that herself.
Of course she did.
And it makes so much sense. She
Yeah.
just wanted to like get her narrative out there.
Yeah,
And that's
literally.
when she brought up the RSV video. She was like, well, I just don't think it's fair that you guys forgave Taylor so fast for the sex swinging, but I don't get forgiveness for the RSV TikTok dancing video.
Whitney shot like I literally
That's literally why she wrote that card. So she could like,
yeah, because she needed a way to, and that's the thing, you can see right through it, like
because
Whitney's
nobody talked
relationship.
about the RSV the
Yeah.
entire season until
Yeah.
she brought it up herself.
Yeah, because that's her claim to fame. Because she's like, okay, well, my husband's out here showing his junk to random girls on the internet. And like I got famous for dance, like I had a scandal too, but it's like, girl,
You could see
that,
right through it.
yeah, like nice try.
Whereas Taylor is just,
She's actually fucking crazy.
yeah, she's authentically crazy. You know who she reminds me of? Kristen Doty. I feel like they just have this there's something in them where it's like the craziest shit can happen to them and they kind of just like cry and move on. Taylor has gone through trauma every
Yeah.
episode and she's just like, yeah, you know, Dakota and I are fighting again. I'm like about to give birth to his baby in like 14 days. And he's like yelling at me. It is what it is. Yeah, Dakota did this today. Tears down her face. It is what it is. Like, I don't know how she is functioning.
She was really real, and I think real in that
Yeah.
second episode.
Yeah, that was
I
sad.
think when she was like, I don't think, like, I almost don't want to marry him because I don't think I deserve good things after everything that I've done because I'm a bad person. And I was like, damn, that's
That was
some real
tough.
shit right there.
Yeah, like
That's some,
breaking down crying over it. Cause you don't really see the
yeah,
aftermath of reality stars after they do something really bad like that. Like that would have been like if we saw Raquel talking to her mom after, you know, all the Scandival stuff. Like I'm sure she probably would have
yeah,
been doing the same thing, like
yeah,
just seeing like the shame in them and the tears. And you could tell just the raw emotions. And I do feel bad for Taylor, not gonna lie. I know she's crazy,
yeah,
but I feel bad
of
for her. She
course.
just didn't know any better. Being in the Mormon church, like immediately getting married, having kids, she just doesn't know any better.
No, that's what I'm saying. I have a really soft spot like for all of them except
All of
Whitney.
them. Yeah. Honestly, even a tiny bit, Whitney.
I
I know
even
like that's
have,
controversial.
yeah, I have the teeniest, tiniest soft spot
She just wants to
for,
be included because she probably just feels so isolated with her husband. Like, let's be real. If he's doing that, there's probably not much intimacy between them.
yeah,
Like, and I just, you know, like that could probably feel very isolating. And she probably wants that mom talk community, but she just goes about it in the wrong way where it's like, I
yeah,
have to be the leader. It's like she needs the attention so bad that she acts out in wrong ways. Like, you could just be a part of the group without having to be
yeah.
the alpha leader and talking shit behind other people's backs and just a little too much.
Yeah, she also, they started filming this in 2022.
Whoa, they need to get on it then because I'm sure so much has happened. Like, I'm curious if the girls are still friends with Whitney. I feel like they probably have made up. I don't know. But they're like, I don't know, actually. Maybe they don't want to make up because they're trying to wait for season 2.
Yeah, I'm sure cameras are rolling now, if I'm being honest. Because,
I'm
like
gonna
by the
look it up.
time,
They need to start
yeah,
again because this is one of the best reality shows I've watched in a long time. And I think
and
it's
a
because
long,
we've gotten so used to the formulas of our shows, like with Housewives. There's just a formula to it. And I think I've liked this because, as we say, it's the first season, that first season magic. They don't know like the boundaries of what not to say yet. So they're just like
yeah.
spilling everything about relationships, drama, the Mormon culture, like what they're thinking. Like that scene of Taylor crying, saying she doesn't feel like she deserves good things. Like that's real reality TV that we have
Yeah.
not seen in a long time.
Yeah. I'm gonna need to see, like, I need Angie and a producer. I think they should have a reunion and one of the housewives, like either,
Have Monica host.
yeah, Monica or Heather
If yeah.
needs to host.
Okay,
Just
wait.
because Heather is like like I feel like she's very empathetic. I love
Mhm.
Heather. Sorry, Heather is like Heather can do no wrong. I've seen a billboard of Beauty Lab and Laser. I like really, really want to run into her next time I'm in Utah. I think she would be a really good host for something like that because she can kind of see, and she's like a mom to like young girls like
I
that
could
are
see it.
kind of around the same age as these girls, but she's also been there herself. Whereas Monica is like, she's like kind of like one of them.
Yeah, she's too similar to them right
Yeah.
now. I totally understand why Beauty Lab is as big as it is now. Like watching this, and I wonder if Beauty
Yeah.
Lab has laughing gas.
No, I honestly like I might go.
No,
Like,
because if
could I make an appointment? I want
not
to
to be
watch it.
toxic, but if I'm gonna get Botox for the first time, like I want it to be in Utah with Heather Gay, and I want laughing gas.
I want to be so high.
We got to do it together
No, honestly, Gossip Break in Utah?
for the podcast.
Yeah, for the pod, of course.
Of course. I just looked it up really quick though, and it says right now there's been no official word from Hulu about whether the women will be returning for another season. I'm sure it will, though,
They
because
will.
it says that this has become Hulu's most watched unscripted season premiere this year, beating out the Kardashians.
Kardashians.
So I know they want to get their bag. They're going to get these girls again soon. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, I was gonna say no one's really checking for Hulu. Like no one's watching the Kardashians.
This
It's
got me to download Hulu again because I had exited out of it for a while, like stopped
yeah.
subscribing. But and I only got like the 1 month free trial with the
Yeah.
ads because it's like I know I'll watch this show before a month is
Oh,
over, and then I'm
yeah.
canceling that shit again. But anyways, it did get me to download Hulu again because I haven't had anything good on there in a while.
No, there's really not unscripted. There's literally one scripted show I watched on there, Reasonable Doubt, but it came out in 2022 and then the second season just came out. So like the only reason why I have Hulu is because it's connected to my Spotify, honestly. If not, I would have canceled it a long time ago and just done, yeah, like, oh, when my show comes out, then
Mhm.
I'll watch it. But
Yeah, and that mine used to be connected to Spotify and then I canceled it. But now I'm thinking about getting it again because I saw that the Dancing with the Stars premiere was, I think, yesterday. And I don't know why, but sometimes Dancing with the Stars like grips me. Like there's seasons I go without, and then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what I need? Dancing with the Stars in the fall time. Because those episodes when they do like the Halloween dances, I love it.
I understand because there's always so much drama with Dancing with the Stars
Yes.
too. It's like so, and
So much lore from pop culture starts with Dancing with the
yes,
Stars.
yes, and Dancing with the Stars has been around since we were in like what, elementary school?
Yeah, I used to remember watching it as a little girl on my grandpa's couch, watching Dancing with the Stars. Like I
Yeah.
remember when Lisa Vanderpump was on there.
Yeah, like ages ago.
So many good ones. So yeah, I don't think there's any like people right now that I'm like, oh, I really want to watch for them, but I'm just in the mood to watch right now. So we'll see. I'll
I
let
want
you
to
guys know if it's good or not.
Yeah, I want to see Anna Delvey get voted right the fuck off. I need her to be the first person to go home because
Yeah.
like who the
I don't care. I don't think it's like a funny, oh, cute, cute. She's on here. She has an ankle bracelet. Get her the fuck out of here.
No, like she's a criminal. Treat her as one.
Thank you.
Treat her as one. The fact that she got permission from ICE and I said yes when there are literally children being detained right now, like get her the fuck off my screen.
Yes, thank you. Took the words right out of my mouth. Don't even want to get into her anymore.
Yeah, no, anyways. Well,
Well, I guess this was the end of our gossip break.
it was a good one. Just for some upcoming things, we are gonna talk about the ending of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and we're also Love is Blind season whatever is coming out October 2nd. Bree's never watched it before, but we're gonna be clocked in because listen, babe. So we talked about before like how black girls usually, especially on dating shows, all reality TV shows, black girls don't get a lot of love, okay? But this season they are in no other than Chocolate City, aka Washington, D.C.
Oh, interesting.
So the cast is casting, it's literally just a bunch of educated black people that like work in tech. And I know it's gonna be a fucking mess because
I can't wait.
why would it not be a mess? So
I can't wait to watch it for the first time. So you guys are going to be getting like my first real-time reactions to Love is Blind and the culture of it.
Yeah, and they drop episodes, like they drop a couple of episodes every week for like a couple of weeks. So though it's short, compact, we'll be able to do it live with y'all and see who makes it to the altar. And no, I'm really excited for this season because I know it's about to be some mess and I
I
love the
can't wait.
representation.
I love to watch a show like that when it's live. I feel like it makes
Yeah.
such a difference. Like watching Love Island this summer live for the first time was such an experience. Like I don't think I could just go and binge watch it now.
No.
So I'm excited to see this live. And we also have the new Roni coming up soon.
Mhm.
New Housewives of Potomac season coming up. Salt Lake City is out. We've got a lot to recap, girls. So it's gonna be recap season.
Yes, a lot of TV. The fall and winter programming is up and we're ready. And so you know exactly where to get the absolute best, realist,
Realist.
rawest takes on them. So make sure you are subscribed to us on YouTube, following us on Instagram, on TikTok. Again, that's where you're gonna see us the most, like every single day, literally. And then, of course, follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, anywhere else you see the most bestest podcasts ever. And then when you're done doing all of that, 5 stars, 5-star review. I want to see those reviews going up, ladies. Okay?
Please and thank you.
Yeah. Like kindly.
Kindly. Literally begging, like beggars every episode, like spare review.
Yeah,
Spare
please. Do
review.
you have a crumb of a 5-star review, please?
Help us out.
But it's true.
No, we're so thankful for you guys. We have been noticing, especially this last month, just our community growing more and more, and the girlies finding us on TikTok. So that's been really heartwarming and just nice to, like, it's just so nice to be able to actually talk to you guys back. So again, make sure to follow us on socials for that. But okay, we're going to wrap up here, and we hope you're having an amazing day. We hope this gossip break was the cherry on top of your day, and we love you guys.
Love you. Bye.